Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first ever episode of Coach's Corner. We're still waiting on Sneak's cam, but here we are, reviving Coach's Corner, coming back here. I'm your host, Bucky, here with Barack and Sneak. The goal for Coach's Corner here is to take what the original one was and to make it something better and improve on it in a lot of the aspects, like give it more graphics, backgrounds, borders, see our own custom borders and stuff. But yeah, we're feeling really good about this. Barack, you got anything for the people, or Sneak, anybody?
Excited here. I mean, this is an opportunity to talk about one of my favorite modes ever for any online video game. This is one that's kind of just for the ages. Going to talk about like what we always wanted to talk about with actual like sports, but with our funny football game.
Yeah, for sure. And as we're gonna, I don't know if we're gonna wait on Sneak. We might just get right into the head coach's interview. But yeah, we're out here back with Coach's Corner live now. Sorry for the delay. It wouldn't be a video about the RFCL if there wasn't any type of delay in the in the production. But Sneak's camera will get here soon. But we're gonna get into the interview with Coach Pars here. First thing we have on the agenda is head coach's interview. We were going to do Orpheus, but he was feeling a little bit sick today, and we thought, Pars, pretty entertaining character, and, it's his final season. He's the one who was host of the original Coach's Corner as well, so we're going to go interview him first for head coach's interviews. Let's go.
All right.
Coach Pars of Creighton, not UConn, here with us for our first head coach interview. Coach Pars, how are we feeling about Creighton going into this next season, your final season actually?
Fantastic. This is the point where I've built this team to be. Honestly, we've been doing this for this is the 5th season. So this is all the efforts of building this team lead up to right now. Yeah, and you were one of the original members of the original Coach's Corner, the head of the original Coach's Corner. I mean, how do you feel about it being revived here for season 6? I love it. I know it doesn't mean anything. Y'all are gonna kill it. You had my blessing at the beginning. And it's super fun to see it back as one of the 3 original founders of Coach's Corner. For you guys to do it, I know I don't have any time anymore. Blake's got a kid. Trigger is Trigger. So it's just great to see you guys doing this.
Yeah, and I got another question. CBM going into the season, probably the best quarterback in the league heading in here. Johnny Jolly's up there. Jake Rogers, he might be up there, but yeah. I mean, how are you feeling about possibly maybe a Heisman favorite on your team this year?
How God he doesn't win the Heisman. Sorry, but at the end of the day, it's all about what the team can do around him. He might be the best QB on paper in the league, but what can he do? He's not as accurate as other quarterbacks. Heck, Jolly's more accurate than he is that day. But it's all about what I can do with him. The offense is mine now, so it's whatever I can get him to do.
All right, Barack, you got anything for Coach Pars?
Yeah, I do. So Pars, you're getting old. You've used all of your COVID eligibility. This is your last season. What is the expectation? What kind of control are you wanting to have of your team this season?
So obviously, Jason's back. We got to talking. He had retired for a little bit, brought him back, but we have an understanding. If I'm there, every single offensive play is me. I'm basically the offensive coordinator. I'm the head coach. But if I'm not there, it's all Jason. I trust him completely to run it. I trust him to win with his team. Bringing him back was a big point here, but I'm the point man when it comes to anything offense.
Yeah, and, looking into your... Oh, turn up pars. Okay, hold on. I'll turn up pars real quick.
They heard me at all.
I'm sure they heard you, but it was a little quiet. I turned pars up a little bit. Pars, speak again.
Hey.
There it is. Good. All right, I think pars is all right now. But, going into week 1, you got a pretty big matchup against App State. I mean, two pretty high touted teams here. This could be a pretty big game in week 1. I mean, what's the game plan and how are we feeling going into this game?
The game plan is to do better than last season. I mean, we won, but the score was like 7-6. It was a terrible game. But I'm there now. The game plan is always what it is. I take all of the defensive cues from Liam. We've already gotten together, gone over App State, figured out a game plan on defense. Offensive-wise, I'm figuring it out. I got a few new things coming that I don't think we've ever seen before.
All right. Brock, you got anything else?
So your defense is one of the most solid, most consistent in the league. You have Coach Liam to thank for that. But is there any concerns about what's going to be happening going into the season on the defensive side?
No, not this season. This is the best defense probably in the league. Definitely that, I've built so far. The position changes that we've had done, there were a few safeties that were better elsewhere. There were a few corners that were better elsewhere. And then the off-season training, Liam has gotten with these guys, really pushed them hard, really figured out how to make them the best version of themselves. I mean, both my ends, one was my outside linebacker 1 last year, and the other one was his backup. Now they're both starting defensive ends. So at the end of the day, it's what he was able to do with the change of cast was really impressive, and I can't wait to see him out there because I don't think there's a single hole in the defense.
Right.
Yeah, going into the season, you got a couple, tough games here and there. App State. I'm looking at this schedule right now. Hey, UCA week 3. That's gonna be a hard game, huh? But
it might be the easiest game.
UCO, stuff like that. But what do you think? What are you projecting that your record might be at the end of 8 weeks?
Listen, at this point, I know 5 seasons in, been here since day 1, that an undefeated season is just not in my cards. I think with Liam and Jason, we have a good chance, but my best season was 5-2, and you know what? I'm thinking about 6-2 would probably be my best season.
6-2. Okay, we're getting Sneak's Cam in here. He might be joining.
I wanted some questions from Sneak, and he's not even here.
He might be joining soon. I got his camera in there. He's there. He's there on cam.
We should check on his monitor. Can we get a monitor cam? How upset is he? Is
monitor check.
Spiked?
Maybe so. It looks like he's focused on getting his setup there.
Sneak, I wanted a question from my buddy, man. I can't believe he's gone.
He's coming. Anyways.
No, sorry. I was just having fun.
No, it's okay. Yeah. You got anything, Brock? I mean, while we wait on Sneak.
I do actually have one. I do have one question. So, all right, in the unfortunate event that you might not win a national championship, is retirement the final solution here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Why is that?
It's been a run. I've accomplished just about everything in this league. My win rate is high. I've been consistent on offense for all but 1 year. And defense-wise, I've had some great guys that I trust, but I think it's time I move out of the way. I've been, like I said, Caleb and I are probably the only 2 from season 1 that started as head coaches during the draft. And it's about time that, one of us step away.
Yeah, and he Sneak's here now. Yeah, Sneak's here. Let's go.
Sneak, you better have the best question I've ever heard in my life. Dude.
Well, I really don't know what questions have been asked. So.
We've asked about. Ask anything. Ask anything. We'll tell you.
Ask your most outlandish question.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see here. So I'm guessing that someone's already mentioned the fact of your rehiring of Jason for this season.
Actually, I mentioned that. Nobody else.
He did. We didn't. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to ask about. How confident are you in your offensive production now that you have Jason back? But I know that he kind of struggled. So are you going to be tag teaming it together this year, or are you just going to let him run wild?
No, we have an understanding. I'm calling offense unless I'm not there. But I will say that Jason, at the end of the season, really had to come up out of nowhere. He struggled in the beginning of the year, I know. Space Force, sorry, Brock. He called one hell of a game. And then after that, it was more of a struggle between us. But at the end of the season, I talked to him about it. I said, hey, I'm just going to take over. All of a sudden, he just started talking, wouldn't let me do it. So at the end of the season, he really took off. He played a great game against you guys in NSU, my bad. Played a great game in the playoffs. Y'all were just destined to win. And you know what? He actually came in. I thought he deserved a job elsewhere. I didn't want him to retire. I told him, hey, I want you to go work somewhere. Ended up retiring, and I was lucky enough to get him back.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That being said, I don't know if anybody asked this yet, but what's the expectation for this season?
I told Bucky it's natty or bust for me. If I don't win a natty, it'll be just an absolute letdown no matter what. Yeah. I can go undefeated. At this point, like I said, I've done everything, but I need a win.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all for me. Do you guys have anything else for Pars?
No, I believe I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Pars, for coming on. First coach to be interviewed in the new coach's corner. But yeah, thank you, and good luck in your game this weekend with the rest of the season, Pars. We might have you back soon if you go undefeated.
Appreciate you guys. Hey, good luck. Have fun with this. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. See you, man.
See ya.
All right, interview done with Coach Pars. Let's go back to this for a little bit. Yeah, Pars, he looks pretty optimistic. National championship or bust for him going into season 6 of the RFCL. But we're going to introduce something new. I don't think the original Coach's Corner had this. We do picks. So all three of us have, I mean, they did do picks, but they didn't do it in like a competitive style to where they have pick standings and someone can actually win Coach's Corner. So we do picks every week, and here would be like a potential graphic of what the picks would be like. So say that I got 3 games right, predicted right for the week, then I'd go 3-2, and I'd be 3-2 overall. But winning weeks doesn't really matter. But obviously, if you win enough weeks, you'll win the overall score, and that's what you're really trying to get. So the best overall record of picks at the end of the season gets a prize, I guess, and whoever loses I guess they get shamed.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Stream.
Wait. Oh, stream. Oh, shoot. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, I'm basically just showing the graphic. But whoa, what is that Barack pick? But
it's great.
Barack wanted me to use that pick. Actually.
Yeah, it's a picture nobody's seen yet. I gotta give the audience what they want.
I mean,
they didn't know they even wanted it.
There are three pretty good picks. Me mogging and middle finger sneak crying, and then Barack with the mustache. But yeah.
Also, John, shut up. No, I didn't.
No, we didn't. But yeah, I see that Gerald hasn't done this yet in RFCL promo or anything, but I've seen it, and we're going to reveal it to you now. The rankings for week 1, we have UCO at 1, you lost national championship, and defending national champions Northwestern State at 2, App State at 3, Creighton at 4, Lake Erie 5, Endemo 6, and Mercer and Utah Valley tied for 7 going into season 6. What do we think about the rankings, fellas? Hold on. I gotta add the freaking audio. Shoot. I forgot to do it for this scene. All right, we'll just go here for now. What do you think about that, Sneak?
you head coaches are worse than ESPN writing Tom Brady. Like that, the ranking is okay. So 3 and below is fine. 1 and 2, come on now. We literally just beat them in the Natty, and you're gonna put us at 2? Get out of here. Disrespectful.
A lot of it, I believe, comes down to the overalls of the teams, and we actually don't even have them yet because we haven't advanced to that part of the dynasty.
Yeah, we don't know it yet.
But I don't know. I feel like you can still almost always put UCO as number 1 and call it good. Just like, all right, that's a good enough. I understand how it's brutal to see, but Space Force was snubbed. I'm just saying we should be on this list. But we should be on this list.
Yeah, UCA should definitely be ranked. But yeah, now with the rankings out of the way, we showed you how the pick standing works. Here's the main show of Coach's Corner. We got picks, the pick standings here. Let me actually make Sneak's cam appear because I hit his cam earlier because he wasn't there. But yep, here we go. First matchup we're gonna go over, unranked matchup here. Montana versus Central Arkansas. Obviously, I'm started lagging a little bit, it looks like. Hopefully on stream that doesn't look like that on stream. But please don't be doing that on stream, dude. I literally tested this. Come on, man. Let's see if it's lagging on stream. It is. Oh my gosh. Come on, man. How is this happening? Oh, now.
All the punches.
Let me maybe do this for a second. Okay. Okay, I think we might be back. Okay, we're not lagging anymore. But, going into week 1, this is an unranked matchup, Montana versus UCA. I'm obviously a part of UCA, so I cannot pick this game. But, Barack, Sneak, what do y'all think about this matchup going into week 1? 2 young teams.
I think we saw 2 very rough seasons last season for both these teams. Montana did not do so well in the beginning. They ended up pulling out a bowl win, unfortunately, against us. Central Arkansas, you have the famous Peyton gif where he's wearing the bag. So kind of shows you how bad that season was. However, you guys are all overall unproven staffs. Bucky lost a lot of his coordinator staff last season to them getting better jobs as head coaches. But overall, I think it ends up coming down to who's just going to score the most points and give up the least. I know I sound like Booger McFarland there, but I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah. And going into picks, Sneak, what are we thinking for the first pick ever on Coach's Corner?
I gotta stick to my gut here. I know that you've been a experienced head coach this entire time, so I gotta go with you, my boy. UCA I think is gonna barely pull it off, but they're gonna pull it off regardless. It's a very young team. Both of these teams are very young and very inexperienced, but I think that the head coach battle is gonna be the thing that wins it.
Yep. Sneak picks UCA, I'm very happy about that, but let's see what Barack has to say here about Montana.
I can see that. However, I think a lot of it, where I'm coming from on this one, Montana finished out the season strong. They showed a lot of grit there. They showed that they actually have some bits and pieces that they can put together at the right times to win a game. So I think that overall, the inexperience is going to haunt UCA here. I got to go the Grizz.
Oh, well, the sign kind of glitched out for a second, but Barack goes Montana. I don't like that pick, obviously. I'm going to make him regret picking Montana on Thursday. But, yep, Sneak picks UCA. Barack picks Montana. Obviously, I can't pick because I'm on UCA. But here we go into the second game. We have Space Force versus NSU. Obviously 2 head coaches on both these teams, or not head coaches, 2 coaches, 1 head coach, 1 DC on these teams. Obviously they can't pick, but I can. Going into this matchup, Obviously, NSU coming off of a national championship, and Space Force, I mean, they lost a lot over the offseason. I know they have Arthur Weasley is going to be a top prospect, going into this season and see how he does. But, freshman status might hit him here. I mean, what do you guys think about this matchup? I know you both are literally playing in it, but you maybe don't want to reveal too much. But what do y'all think about this matchup? Obviously, a rivalry matchup. NSU has never beaten Space Force, but it could happen this year.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that Space Force has the record here. There's not a rivalry, in my opinion. There is, if it's one-sided, it's not a rivalry. I'm mostly joking about that, but at the end of the day, this is definitely going to be an interesting year for us at Space Force, and I'm kind of interested to see what Northwestern State has at the beginning of a season.
All right, Sneak, what do you think?
See, you say that, but you haven't faced me.
Oh,
okay.
So you're gonna have to deal with all of our play calling instead of just Mason and Orf.
You're gonna have to.
Have I ever actually gone against you? Have I gone against you ever? Because didn't I play Versa when you were Iowa?
No, we beat you 33-3 when you were Miami of Ohio.
I don't want to be reminded of
I didn't have a staff, but whatever.
I don't want to be reminded of Miami, Ohio. Anyways,
nobody does.
Here we go. Going into picks, obviously I'm the only one who could pick. As I said, Arthur Weasley, I think he's too inexperienced. He's going to throw into the role here. I know that TB12 had a magical freshman run last year, but I just don't think freshman quarterbacks can get it done to start the jump the gun, at the start of these games. Obviously, Space Force roster is young, but I think Northwestern State's roster is experienced. Their head coaching staff is experienced. I'm gonna have to go with NSU here in this game. But
I'll be making fun of you next week about it.
I don't know. I think maybe Sneak will be making fun of you. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, I'll take it in stride.
We'll see next week. But going into the next game, we got a ranked matchup. Lake Erie is 5, going to Endomo, who is 6. Endomo has never ever beaten Lake Erie ever. This was a playoff matchup last season. Lake Erie beat Endomo after Endomo won the play-in game, but yeah, it's always a pretty good matchup. What we think, boys?
Well, I think it ends up coming down to Endomo being really, really rough at the beginning of the season, and then us making fun of them to where they end up deciding, hey, you know what, we want to make a playoff push. So I think overall here is just going to be, can Endomo get off the ground at the beginning of the season, or are they going to wait for the hate to kind of go through their veins there for them to get better towards the end of the season?
Yeah, you saw that last season as well when the Endomo 9-9 overall with their 0-3 memes. But yeah, what do you think, Sneak, here with the picks, Endomo or Lake Erie?
I'm gonna be the one making the bold prediction here on this one. I think Endomo is finally gonna get their first win against Lake Erie. I just feel like with Lake Erie taking a hit at losing their offensive coordinator, and mainly Endomo is the same staff as last season, obviously without Cappy. But I think that experience alone is going to be enough to pull out a W.
Yep, like you said, Jara obviously leaving. Jara leaving Lake Erie was the OC last season, even though it still says it in his name on Discord. And Cappy, the DC for Endomo, leaving. Endomo just retiring in general. But I think Endomo is going to pull it out as well. And the only reason I think that is because I think Jara was a lot of what Lake Erie had going on over there. And I think with him gone, John's going to have to struggle a little bit to find a little bit of offense without his main man running the show. And obviously, Excel is going in there in the offensive coordinator role, I'm pretty sure, for Lake Erie. But I just don't know if he's going to have, a banger first game. And this experienced Endomo roster is just going to, give him hell here. So I think Endomo is going to win it.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, if you will. I think Lake Erie's got this one. Lake Erie, I mean, they have the rivalry currently, but it also comes down to Endomo just lost their quarterback and they lost Cappy. Those are huge issues that Endomo is going to end up having to overcome this season. And with how Endomo has done historically at the beginning of the season, I just don't think that they're going to shake it all off in this first game. They're going to have to kind of learn some stuff going into the second, third, fourth, fifth game.
Yep, here's the picks on your screen, and yep, 2 Endomo, 1 Lake Erie for Barack. Going into our next matchup, Mercer versus Utah Valley. They are tied in the rankings at 7. Obviously, Mercer coming in. I forgot their. Oh, they have Lauren Ward. Lauren Ward, their starting quarterback, and Utah Valley with freshman E.C. Bucky, literally me, going in and playing for Utah Valley. But yeah, what do we think about this matchup, fellas? Rivalry. They've been talking a lot in RFCL general, and I think they're betting picks on the game.
Yeah, they are. The hate is strong with this game. I love this game. So overall, I think that I'm going to go back to the rankings for a little bit. Utah Valley is ranked too high. They don't have any quality losses yet. So I think, but coming back to the game, overall, I think this is going to be an interesting team. Mercer, I believe, has retained a lot of their roster, while Utah Valley is still feeling a lot of the reeling issues of former Upper Iowa. So when it comes to that recruiting issues, they're having a lot of roster issues. I don't know. It could be an interesting game here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, both these rosters, I think they're the same overall. I'd hate to bring overall into this, skew the realism, but yeah, I think they're about the same overall. And obviously, Utah Valley starting a freshman quarterback, and Mercer starting senior Lauren Ward. I think he's a senior coming into this season. But yeah, going into the picks here, Sneak, what do we think? Utah Valley or the Mercer Bears?
You know what, Barack? I don't like your attitude, sir. And frankly, I think that Utah Valley is going to end up pulling out this win, especially with their hurting recruiting. But, Martin is a master craft at this head coaching spot. He took a struggling team, no matter how the overall was, they were struggling. He took the struggling team, and he was almost there every single week until he got over that hump, and then it was just all uphill from there. They almost beat UCO in the conference championship game, and they were that close to making the playoffs. So I think that they're going to pull out this win, especially with Mercer just hiring Zell at defensive coordinator. I'm not saying that he's going to do bad. I'm just saying is that it's a very high expectation off your first season, and then also moving Beaver to offensive coordinator. I know from past experiences with Beaver that it might be a struggle for them. I don't know if he's been working on it, but that's where my mindset is on this pick.
All right, I'm gonna have to go the opposite of you, but I think Mercer gets it done here. I mean, again, freshman quarterback. I know he's my quarterback. I should be rooting for my quarterback, and I won't be mad if he loses or if he wins. But after scrimming Martin, I think it was about 3 days ago, I dropped 57. It was not pretty for UVU, and I just did scrim Nismo, and that was not pretty either. But I just think Mercer's got it in this one. I mean, their roster is just, I think they have the edge. I think their quarterback situation is way better. Their running back is great, and I just think Mercer's going to get it done here in this game.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you with this, Bucky. I think Mercer is going to end up winning this game, although it is worthwhile to note that Mercer does have a history with volatile coordinators, and I don't think Zell is too much different. So I don't necessarily think that the history is going to hurt them here, but Utah Valley, I dragged him in the beginning. Walk it back a little bit. Utah Valley is known for being scrappy. They are known for losing close games, and losing close games, you have to first have a close game. So overall, they're good, but I think Mercer is going to end up winning this just because of just how the chess game is going to go.
Okay. We haven't had a full, we haven't agreed at all yet in this, but I think that's pretty good for picks. But going into this next matchup, definitely second best game, or definitely one of the best games this week, I would say, going into this. We got number 4 Creighton versus number 3 App State. Creighton and App State both made the playoffs last year, both losing to the same foe, as Sneak would know. But yeah, what do y'all think about this? And Creighton obviously has CBM, and App State is, they're obviously App State. They always reload every season. They always seem to have great rosters. What are we thinking going into this game?
This is an amazing matchup. I mean, you got Pars on his final season. We ended up having that interview. He is natty or bust. We are excited for that. We are excited to see that. All starts with game 1. Creighton returning their entire coordinator core. I believe App is doing the same. App is one of the most consistent teams out there, probably just second to UCO. So overall, I think that this is just going to be a battle of the heavyweights, and I'm really excited to see how this goes down.
Yeah, hopefully it's not 7-6 like last year. Hopefully it's a little bit more scoring going into this game. But yeah, Sneak, who do you got here, App State or Creighton?
I'm gonna go with App on this one. Like I said, I just think that App, with how they've been all season for every season, it's unfathomable how good they are. So I gotta stick with them. They're my boys. They got a stacked team, a nice staff over there. And no offense to Pars at all, because they got a great staff too. Yeah. But I just think App's gonna pull it off.
I'm gonna disagree with you again. I'm gonna say that Creighton is gonna pull this one out. I mean, we just had the interview with Coach Pars that only solidifies what I think about this game. I mean, it's natty or bust for Creighton. Pars gonna go in this game with a ball of fire going into this game. I mean, he's been scrimming all week. I know Nicotine's been on it too, but I just feel like Creighton has a fire under them. Pars knows it's his last chance, and I don't think he's going to squander. I think he wins this game.
Yeah, I think both teams are looking to cook a little bit this game. I don't think they loved the score of the last one. However, I think I got to go with App State here. I think that this is just going to be one of those games where it's going to go back and forth, back and forth. It's going to have to be the team that has the ball last. And I think App State's going to have the ball last.
Bold pick here. Yeah, App State, Creighton, App State here. It's going to be a good game, I would say. Hopefully, it's higher scoring than last year, as I said. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. But going into the final game we have to cover, game of the week, we decided, is Virginia State, newly rebranded. I'm not sure what their mascot is. I haven't done my research on them. But new head coach of formerly Jack State, now Virginia State. New head coach now Jara, replacing Gage against the longest tenured coach next to Pars, Coach Gerald, and obviously UCO, very experienced. It's going to be like the rookie versus it's like Bill Belichick versus a rookie head coach.
I think that this is kind of along the lines of Saban and his offshoots, to where it's like it's Jara. Jara has been a solid coordinator for Lake Erie. He's been solid in a lot of our leagues that we've done. However, you're going against one of the more historically successful programs in this game, in this league. So it's going to come down to just, is what Jara does Jara have what it takes to completely just break away from what UCO thinks that he is going to bring? Or is UCO just going to use their experience, their roster, their just overall level-headedness to just steamroll Virginia State?
Yeah, we shall see. I mean, Virginia State got two new coordinators as well. Ender, who had a little falling out with Mercer last season, but who else is on there? Ender and Mart. Coach Mart, obviously head coach. He was head coach, earlier days, season 2, season 3. Was AC for a little bit, but now is back in the coordinator role for Virginia State. So, all familiar faces, but in different places here for Virginia State. But, yeah, going into the picks, who we think sneak, UCO or Virginia State?
No matter how disrespectful you guys were putting UCO at number 1, I still got to go with them in this game. I just think that with Jara being a brand new coach, a lot of pressure is going to be on him. And obviously, Caleb and Wad and Raider have all been in this position plenty of times. I think that it's going to be a struggle bus for Jara, no matter how good you call the plays, no matter how good that roster is. I just think that they're probably going to take some time to figure things out a little bit, get some chemistry built up, but it shouldn't be too long for them, really.
Yeah, I think they have a great coaching staff. Mart, obviously experienced in RFCL. Ender, may have a little bit of work. Yeah, he will be pretty good if he can keep his temper. But obviously Jara was the main lifeline for offense, I would think, for Lake Erie last season. But I think they're gonna have to take a couple games to get some chemistry and who's calling what, who's doing what. We don't really know. I know Ender's OC, but Jara really liked the offense. He ran the whole offense at Lake Erie. So is he gonna let Ender get a little bit of plays, or is he gonna take the whole thing? We don't really know. But I think just the experience and the roster that UCO has built for this season is just going to be too much for Virginia State. Obviously, they have Cheesy McGee, or VSU has Cheesy McGee, but I just think Johnny Jolly and UCO is going to be way too much for Virginia State, especially for their first game. It's just tough.
I guess as long as Ender doesn't face me, he should be fine.
He won't crash you out.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to chemistry, I think, for this one. UCO has proven that they're the staff to beat. Everybody hates UCO because they're just a solid staff. Great guys. They have a lot of fun together. Virginia State, you have a bunch of guys who have done this league with varying levels of success. Jara being the most successful out of them, but Ender and Mart really haven't had too much success individually. So it ends up coming down to I think it's a staff game. I don't think it's necessarily a roster game. So I got to go UCO.
Okay, Barack goes UCO. Hold on, I messed up. Try again. There we go. There we go. Sign goes down. But Barack goes UCO. UCO across the board here. I know it's game of the... It seems weird that we're all picking one team for game of the week. But, it's just the headline. The headline for this game, I think, is just, a lot, and we think it's just a really good headline, and this is the game to watch if you're getting into RFCL or if you're wondering about the league. So,
and I want to say, if you're gonna have a game of the week, you got to get more than 13 combined points in your last matchup. So Creighton and App State, while it is battle of the heavyweights, they do not have a good enough. They had a really rough last year game, so I can't give them game of the week.
Watch them score 58 total.
Hey, make me eat my words, man. I look forward to a high-scoring game.
Yeah, I want all these games to be high-scoring. But, yeah, I mean, that's all for picks. We don't really have anything else for the fellas here watching. But, yeah, I think Sunday, Mercer and Utah Valley are playing on Sunday, but it will be uploaded at a later date. And let me look at the games we got going on. Monday, that's week 7, shoot. Monday, at 7 CT, we have Creighton, App State, and then at 8:30, Space Force versus Northwestern State. Obviously, my two colleagues here facing off here on Monday. And on Tuesday, Virginia State versus UCO game of the week. Wednesday, Lake Erie versus Enda Mo. And Thursday, myself in Central Arkansas versus Montana. So plenty of action for the viewers here this week. But yeah, make sure you tune in. It might be on RFC. Some of these games might be on RFCL Plus. So if you aren't in the Discord, make sure you join so you get all the action. And yeah, do you guys have anything else? Anything else for the viewers?
Into the triple header. It's the first one RFCL's ever done. This is going to be
Monday.
awesome.
Yeah,
Facts.
triple header is gonna be insane. But
A lot of football.
Gonna be a lot of football. But yeah, I think that's gonna end our stream. Thank you all for tuning in. Tell a friend, please. We only had like 6 viewers, but it's okay. We're having fun, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
But
Momentum will build.
yeah.
It'll get better as the season goes on. There's gonna be more segments. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, people are gonna see what we got in store. But yeah, we'll see you guys next Sunday at 6. We were gonna do it at 7, but Gerald has his thing at 6 or at 7, so we're gonna do our thing at 6 and then let him do his thing at 7. So you get like a double whammy stream on Sundays. But yeah, that's gonna be all from me. We'll see you guys after a great week of RFCL action. Goodbye.